Today we are going to learn about the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is a massive statue in New York City. It is on Liberty Island in what is called New York Harbor. Now, they called it Liberty Island after the Statue of Liberty got there, because the Statue of Liberty is the coolest thing about Liberty Island. It's actually a very, very small island in New York Harbor. Okay, so you might look at pictures and wonder, oh my goodness, how big is it? How big is this thing? Well, the statue itself is over 151 feet tall. This is a massive statue. Oh, huge. Now, you may not know this. The word liberty means freedom. The Statue of Liberty is a statue that celebrates the freedoms we all share. Now, there are symbols of freedom all throughout this statue. The torch itself that she carries represents freedom. And in the statue, she is stepping over broken chains. The Statue of Liberty is a statue of freedom. Hey, did you know the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France? How cool is that? The country of France gave us the Statue of Liberty. Pretty huge gift, a really generous gift. It cost them a lot of money to make. As you might have guessed, the statue was built in France, and Auguste Bartholdi sculpted the statue. This dude was like an amazing sculptor, right? Didn't he do a good job? And they did it out in the open because they wanted the people of France to get excited about paying for this statue, because it costs a lot of money to make. It's made out of copper, and it's a whole lot of copper. And so they built this thing in France. It was completed in 1886, which was actually 10 years after when they wanted to finish it. They wanted to finish it by 1876, the 100-year anniversary of when the United States became a country. I mean, wow. Even though it took longer to complete than they thought, what an incredible accomplishment. Just look at this statue made in the 1800s. Such an amazing gift from France. Wow. Who is this guy? Hey, get out of here. What do you think this is? Not gonna just show up here. My goodness. Oh boy. Okay. I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. How about this? We've got, this Statue of Liberty video. Why don't you help us out the last little bit? Okay? Okay, good. Well, the last thing we want to share with you is why the statue is green. Why is the Statue of Liberty green? Well, remember, the Statue of Liberty is made of copper. When copper is exposed to air and water, it can have a protective green coating called copper oxide. It's almost like it's a coat, it's a jacket to protect the copper called copper oxide. Here's what the Statue of Liberty's face used to look like, and that was the color of the entire statue. And then it looked like this. The Statue of Liberty is now covered in copper oxide. It took 30 years for the Statue of Liberty to turn completely green. Do you want to try something fun? You can take a penny. A penny is also made out of copper. And you can do the same thing to the penny that happened to the Statue of Liberty. You can leave it outside, and over time, that penny, as it's exposed to the air and to the water from the rain, it will be covered in copper oxide over time. That green protective coating, and you can see that happen for yourself. You can check back with that penny over time, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, you're turning green just like the Statue of Liberty. Abraham Lincoln can turn green too. Wow, the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom in New York Harbor in New York City. A gift from France, a reminder of the freedoms we all share. For many people who came to the United States of America in search of a better life, the Statue of Liberty was the first thing that they would see. A statue of freedom for you and me. Wow, that rhymed pretty good. Wow, that was a good time. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you learned a lot about the Statue of Liberty, and we hope to see you next time.